Well, our next small group that we're going to talk about is one that I am actually co-leading with Zach and his wife, Lindsay, who is not able to be with us tonight. So Zach, can you just tell us briefly about your family and how many teenagers you have?
Yeah, sure. So our family actually has 5 children. Currently, we have 2 teenagers, but we are within a few days here, we're going to have 3 teenagers. So our third is turning 13. So we have a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, and very soon a 13-year-old.
Yeah, and I think those ones that are just under that too are kind of get swooped up into the teens in a lot of ways.
Yes, in many ways, you're right.
And so my husband and I have 7 kids total, and we have 5 teenagers right now. So we've got 17, 17, 16, 15, and 14. And then we have 2 12-year-olds. So they're close, but we're not quite there. But yeah, we're right in the thick of it for
Yeah,
sure.
I would say so.
And I think we all recently have been feeling like we need some place to talk about this sort of stuff and get some, just encouragement and help counsel each other and get some counsel from God's word about how to raise our teens.
Yeah, I'd say no doubt about that. I feel like we've just found ourselves being parents of teenagers now, and it's just happened, right? So even though we have a 15-year-old who's halfway through high school now, it's kind of like, oh, they're teenagers. She's soon going to be within a couple of years, she's going to be moving out of the house. We got to start figuring this stuff out now.
It is so crazy. My oldest is graduating high school this year, and it just smacked me in the face when we were kind of just looking at the schedule and my husband said, oh, graduation is this date. And we've always talked about graduation in the past because he's the band director and the band plays for graduation. So I was like, okay, just thinking the band will have to be playing that day, but usually I don't go. And then I was like, oh, I have to attend graduation this year.
Yeah.
I have a child graduating. So yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
So just real briefly, just to share with people who are listening or watching, we're going to be using this book, Praying the Scriptures for Your Teens, as a framework for our group. We're really just going to be kind of talking about questions that we have and praying for each other and our kids. But this book is kind of divided into some sections that will help us to just focus our conversation topics and our prayers for our kiddos. So we're inviting people to buy the book, but you don't have to. It's not a book that you have to follow along with necessarily while we do that. So Zach, can you tell us just where and when the group will meet?
Yeah, we're going to be meeting on Tuesdays at 6:30 at Lindsay and I's home, which is the address for that is 253 Route 660, and it's in Wellsboro. So just right outside of town, going out toward the golf course.
Great. And if people have any questions when they sign up, we'd be glad to answer those and help make sure everyone gets to the right place at the right time. And I'm saying this in all of these little announcements, but just a reminder that the groups are starting next week, the week of February 15th. So this group will be meeting on Tuesday the 16th for the first time. All righty. Well, thanks so much for being here tonight, and see you in a couple days.
All right, sounds good.